Hi, my name is Charlie. Welcome back to my page. This is one of my oldest possessions that I have. This is my Build-A-Bear Chimpy. Welcome back to my channel, Disabled Daydreamer. Today's video is going to be something light, fun, exciting, and I just wanted to state and speak an open letter of thank you to Build-A-Bear and also share that this is an option for other people who may be grieving or struggling with different things. So hi, like I said, this is Chimpy. I have had them. Oops, she had a coaster stuck to her. I have had Chimpy with me since I was like 8 years old. And she's super, super special and super important to me. I'm 30 now. Okay, so she's old. She was so old, okay, we'll swing back, but she was so old that they didn't even have this particular monkey in the system anymore to do the restuff, and they had to like pick a different one. This is Chimpy. I got her when I was 8. I talked about my childhood a bit on here, but we didn't really travel, and so small things were very big things. We lived in a very small town in Wyoming, and me and my sister would see the Build-A-Bear commercials, and the commercials for Chuck E. Cheese. It would be like up, like both like my grandma and my mom's butt, just being like, can we please go to Chuck E. Cheese and Build-A-Bear, please? Neither of them really drive on the highway and would rather avoid it, but that would mean if we didn't drive on the highway by ourselves, we'd have to like ask my mom's husband, you know what I mean? So anyway, my Nana went and like gassed up, got her car like a fresh oil change, and they drove us to Salt Lake. Again, they didn't drive on the highways, didn't do any of this, but they drove us to, again, if you're familiar with the area, the State Street, the Fashion Place Mall, and we got to make our first Build-A-Bears. I remember it like it was yesterday, and like I was so excited, and this is literally what we played with every single day. Also, to my knowledge, still has her plush that she got. It was the horse, and its name was Rosie, and they went everywhere with us. If we went on any trip or anything, they would go. I think my mom would be like so sick of us in the summer because we would take them to the park and like push them down the slides and then take them into bed with us. Like, these were what we played with all day, every day. Even if like we would have video games, and like, I don't even know. All of this sounds so wild out loud. Like, we were so enveloped in the storylines and the personalities of these animals that even when like we really didn't want to play with them, we were playing them. We had the Shrek 2 video game, okay? And we would play it, and you'd run around just far, far away, like the whole time it was like running through a city, and we pretend like we were in a city, and we'd take turns being like whoever we wanted to be, and we'd be like, okay, we're Chimpy and we're doing this. Like, that's what we would do. Like, we were so enveloped in these animal stories. We were all over like the Build-A-Bear Workshop website. We got to go one other time. I got the cat. Cat was lost in a flood. I lost her. But anyway, Chimpy been through it all, and you can see like Chimpy looks well loved. Chimpy, I don't know what my Nana was thinking, but my Nana always wanted to like wash our stuffed animals. So like, you know, I get it, like stuffed animals are gross, probably because again, we're throwing them down the slides. So she's like, can I like wash them? But she did, and up until about a year ago, it still had a monkey sound. And I was so surprised that when I went in, because I learned online that you can get them restuffed, and I was like, oh my goodness, that would be everything. She was so flat, and now she's so full of stuffing that the outfit that I bought for her, the Stitch outfit, almost did not fit her belly because they stuffed her so good. But they came out and they did a little incision in the back alongside the line, and at this point, like I said, all of the hair has kind of like matted together. And again, I'm an adult. This is what I did for Mother's Day, and I'm always nervous how that's going to be perceived. I'm in a wheelchair, especially when I go out. I am reliant on a wheelchair. I can't do it without it. So I also don't ever know how that experience is going to go. So I want to talk about that too. I have nothing but accolades for the Build-A-Bear Workshop people working at the Florida Mall. Bless them all. If you ever catch this, thank you. Like, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what this means to me. Like I said, though, it's already significant. My sister had this. We took it everywhere. We took it on so many adventures. This was like our toy. Like, we loved this thing. My grandma would buy us like baby clothes, and so we had like everything, like a whole setup, like basically a whole nursery for Build-A-Bear stuffed animals. Like we loved these things, and so it is an attachment to my childhood, and it's attachment to my Nana, and I'm gonna try really hard not to cry. I've been suffering and struggling with grief for almost a decade now since her loss. I recently bought this wind chime right here because it's one that she had in her house, and we took it with us, and my kiddo was just so little, he broke it, but I've just been thinking about her and a connection to her, and so I bought the wind chime, and it's been comforting. But there's been something that like has bridged a special just gap of like memories and nostalgia and a connection to my Nana in a very special way, in a day that was one of the most special days I think in my entire life. We were able to go and get Chimpy, and again I would take Chimpy to her house every weekend. Like Chimpy was an institution, and the fact that she's still around, I've been through so many things. Getting her cleaned out and then fresh stuffing felt like I was holding on to the good parts about my childhood and this connection to my grandma and this connection to my sister, while not having to, I don't know, looking at her, I think, deflated, and she had a rip on her back and stuff. They fixed all of that for me, and I'm eternally grateful. Again, like I said, I was so shocked because, like I said, she had a monkey noise that worked up until like a year ago. It's a little harder to press, but they have the same exact sound. They handed me the sound back, and I could probably go find it, but I won't right now because I said I could probably maybe put a different battery in it and it might work, but they're different. Now you like scan them into a machine, but they used to come in like these fabric packs. So they handed me that back. I got the original heart back, and my husband was commenting that it just looked like so loved and squished, and they asked if I wanted another heart inside, and I said no because, you know, I did this heart ceremony with like my Nana and my sister and stuff. I just like, that's the heart I want in there, you know what I mean? And I was there with my child, and so I was allowing them to do the foot pedal, but while I was giving permission to that, the employee turned to me and said, we do have a hand crank option if you'd like to do that instead. And that felt just so nice to have that accommodated like that. I politely declined so I could have my child involved in the stuffing because I also thought that was kind of fun and special, and they all like asked her name. They were all just really, really kind. They never made me feel weird about bringing in a 2-decade-old stuffed animal to be restuffed, and they've made this permanent reminder and permanent, like almost memorial item, just something that's brand new and fresh again, and like I'm overwhelmed with emotions that this has brought me, and the excitement and the happiness. What I need just a second. I think plush can hold a very significant place in our hearts, in our lives, in our life stories, especially for those of us who have grown up now. And a big thank you to Build-A-Bear Workshop. And if you have an older stuffed animal like me, this is something you can do. They did not charge me to re-stuff the plush and sew them back up. I did, however, pay for a scent in their head, which is camphor and vanilla. And I have other Build-A-Bears, and they all have like kind of childlike-ish scents, you know what I mean? So it's like bubblegum, watermelon, like this fruity, cutesy, kidsy smells. But this is like, smells like a spa, and it's so exciting, and I love holding it. Like I said, I got the sound. I paid for the sound, wherever it's at. They're harder to push now, I think. The other ones are better. And like I said, the heart went back in, but I paid for the outfit, the sound, the scent, and then the stuffing and the sewing, all of that kindness that they offered me. That was all just complimentary and really healed something inside of me, and I'm eternally grateful. And I wanted to make a video about it, and I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to express my thanks to whoever might get to see this. Thank you for fixing up Chimpy, and thank you for patching up a a whole. I appreciate it a lot. And I'll talk to you guys next time.